This is Elevate Voice TV, amplifying voices, inspiring the world. In today's program of Foods and Nutrition, it's me, Promise, together with
Elvin.
Yeah, so how was the week? How is the weekend? So today's topic, it's a very interesting topic and a very important topic. It's the first 1000 days of life, which is also known as the window of opportunity. So Elvin, what comes into your mind when you talk about the window of opportunity?
When you talk about the window of opportunity, this is the period from the time of conception up to the day before the second birthday of the child.
Yeah, as she said, this period is very important for the child since it affects the child early stages and the late stages. Like it also affects the child in future. So you should ensure optimum nutrition of the women of reproductive age. When you talk about women of reproductive age, we are talking about women from the age of 15 to 49 years. These women have already undergone the menstrual cycles, so they are able to give birth or even get pregnant. And at 49 years, that's when the menopause comes in. Yeah, so that's why we are talking about reproductive age as the age from 15 to 49 years. So during this time, you should ensure optimum nutrition. When you talk about optimum nutrition, we are talking about eating a balanced diet, seeking medical advice, and knowing the foods appropriate for the mother and for the child. Because in this time, you'll be feeding two people. You're feeding yourself and you're also feeding the child. So that's why you should ensure optimum nutrition. Neglect during this time affects the child. That's how you find some children are stunted, some are wasted. Stunting, I mean, like you find children are of the same age, but some children are too short. Like you can't even compare them to their age mates. They're too short. And wasting, it's being too thin compared to your age mates. Some people don't even know that this is brought about by how the mother eats, when she was pregnant, and after giving birth, how the mother ate. Some people think it's genetic, but in real sense, this is brought about by nutrition.
Actually, this time contributes 80% of the brain development of the baby. There is no man, there is no mother that doesn't love a wise baby, that doesn't love a healthy baby. So let's take care of our children and ensure optimum nutrition.
Yeah. So after birth, you should make sure you do exclusive breastfeeding. Breastfeeding should be done for a minimum of 2 years. Mothers, don't stop breastfeeding your child unless she turns 2 years.
So friends, let's observe the window of opportunity. It is very crucial in one's life. It can affect you very negatively. We actually have a tendency of men getting their women pregnant, and actually some people walk away and they can't care anymore, and yet this is a time you're supposed to give the best care, because there is no man that doesn't want a healthy baby. There is no man that doesn't want a wise child. Actually, some parents think their children are actually dull when they're actually the people that made them dull. So men, let's provide for our women and provide them with the foods, because I think providing the foods that are actually highly nutritious is better than going for treatment after a baby has been born and has defects. We've been talking about how men are not able to take care of their women when they actually want a healthy baby. So these are the nutrients that we really need during this period that are really crucial for the health of the child. First of all, folate. Folate can either be called folic acid or vitamin B9, and the sources are actually very cheap sources that you can get from anywhere, whether you're in town or villages, because this is got from leafy vegetables. We can have spinach, we have dodo, we have cabbage. These are everywhere, so it shouldn't be a concern that maybe it is expensive or they're not common. These things are everywhere, and the consequences for actually not taking in folate are very dangerous. We have the neural tube defects. This is where the spinal cord is not able to form well, and you find that at some point it doesn't close either the end or below, like down. And this is how we come up with a condition called spina bifida. And it is a very dangerous congenital disease that needs actually a lot of money for operation, that you even have to move out of Uganda. And if you don't have money, probably you end up losing your child. We also have a condition called anencephaly, and it is also caused by the same problem, folic acid. Guys, vegetables are very cheap, so let's not face these conditions that are actually very expensive. Then the other nutrient we have proteins. This is why you find the woman is not able to take in enough proteins, and that is why sometimes we find we get the problems of women getting their, like, you find their hair is getting off and their nails are breaking or getting white spots because they're not taking in enough protein. This is because when you don't take in enough protein, now the baby is utilizing the little protein that you have in your body to maintain itself.
Yeah, to add on what she has said, that like when you're pregnant, you're feeding two people. You're feeding yourself and you're also feeding the child. That's why you should make sure you take in you take a balanced diet and in adequate amounts, the required amounts, because the baby also feeds on you. Yeah.
Yeah, we need enough vitamin C, enough vitamin A, of course, and iron. Remember, iron increases the absorption of vitamin A, and lack of vitamin A actually may lead to miscarriages. But though we don't need a lot of iron during this time of pregnancy, and that's why most women are not recommended to take liver because it has a high concentration of. And that's why women are not recommended to take in a lot of liver because it has a high concentration of iron, and this when this iron is a lot, it leads to problems in fetal development. Then the other nutrient we need is calcium. This encourages the proper development of the fetus. Then the other nutrient we have vitamin D, we have vitamin A, we need a lot of nutrients for the fetal development.
By the there is this crazy habit in pregnant women of women eating clay or soil or that soil from the kitchen. Like that habit, this habit is very risky for the child because it leads to mineral imbalances, and these mineral imbalances affect the fetal development of the child, and it also affects the placenta. So instead of eating that clay, instead seek medical advice and guidance, and the doctor may prescribe you with iron tablets which can substitute that craving for clay.
They actually usually take in clay in the name of getting iron, but this clay is actually doing more harm than good. Then we also have a nutrient called protein. Protein is almost everywhere. You can talk of any type of meat that is protein. We have milk. Women need a lot of protein because when they don't take in protein, the baby starts feeding on the little protein that you have, and that's why you find that women that their nails are wearing out and even their hair is getting off simply because they're not taking in enough protein.
And the falling off of the hair and finding the white spots on the fingers is caused by the, like, when you don't take in enough protein, enough nutrients by the mother. Remember, you're supposed to feed two people, like you're feeding yourself and you're also feeding the child. So when you don't take in enough protein, so the child will just get the little protein that you have in the hair, in the nails. Remember, the hair and the nails are made of keratin. Keratin is also a protein. So the baby will instead feed on the little protein that you have. That's how you find the hair falling off and your nails becoming hard and having the white spots.
Yeah, we have so many nutrients. We have vitamin E, we have zinc. Actually, we have a lot of nutrients. But me, I think it is actually cheaper to invest in these nutrients and get them than go to treat the congenital diseases that you talked about. Spina bifida is very expensive and hard to treat. We have anencephaly, we have cleft palate. Actually, this is where the palate, the mouth, this is the simplest way I can say this. Like the roof of the mouth fails to develop, and you find like the mouth is, I don't know whether to call it a depression or wound, and that one can be treated by doing surgical treatment, but then it actually distorts the shape of your mouth. So you'd rather invest in these nutrients than go for treatment.
Yeah, in addition to what she has said, guys, let's be responsible for our children. Let's be responsible for our babies. Trust me, you don't want to be the reason as to why your child is suffering in future. Because these nutrients, like the way you feed and the way you're breastfeeding the child and the foods you're giving the child, they will have effects in the future. So let's take care. Let's eat a balanced diet. Let's feed well. Let's seek medical attention where necessary. And there shouldn't be this complaint of the money is a lot, food is expensive. We can really get these foods at a cheap price.
And I'm very sure there is no man that doesn't have a healthy baby, a very wise baby. Actually, parents be complaining of their kids performing badly in class when they actually affected them. during that window of opportunity.
As we wind up with our program, the most important thing about the first 1000 days of life is breastfeeding. Women with babies, let's make sure we breastfeed our babies for a minimum of 2 years. This is very important, guys. Don't forget to breastfeed your baby, no matter how busy you are, whether you are a social worker, an essential worker, no matter how busy you are, make sure you breastfeed your baby for a minimum of 2 years. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We remain Elevate Voice TV, amplifying voices, inspiring the world. We love you guys.
Remember to visit our social media platforms, like, follow, and subscribe. YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. We love you. Bye.
Bye.